Well, you're in the big leagues now.
How was your vacation, sir? Oh, I needed one.
With your 10% loyalty program discount, that's $225 for the night.
Not bad.
$155 for the night.
Hold up. How?
It's easy when you know where to look.
Trivago compares hotel prices from hundreds of sites, so you can save up to 40%.
Trivago's my secret tactic.
Now, we've just come out of the cathedral with my proud book in my hand, and we're back here. Well, we were at the other end here. This is a little bit like the centre of York, actually, in as much as nice open square. But what we found is the town hall. And there's a blue plate. We'll go and have a look. There we are. The town hall was opened in 1869 by the Prince of Wales, later King Edward VII. So there we go. The flowers on the town hall are nearly as good as mine. Very impressive. Well, all town halls are very impressive when all's said and done. Oh look, another warning. Yes, I know exactly what rising bollards feel like. I have them myself after walking all these miles. There you go, Abbey Gateway. I thought Abbey Gateway was one of those useless reality stars or social influenzas. You know, the ones, as I mentioned before, all teeth and lips. And you can stop the video at that bit to have a look if you want to read it. This is the back of the cathedral, and let's have a look at the archway itself. There we go. Yes, as I was saying just before, I can't believe how, although the one in York is much bigger, it's just very reticent of York. And the Story House, that's the local cinema. The Shropshire Arms. Well, we're not really too far from Shropshire when all's said and done. It seems we've stumbled upon Coachworks Arcade, and I see Chester Market in the background. Let's go and have a look. Oh, that's a very nice entrance to the market. Nice little square. Oh, and look, someone from HR has been at it. Again, just pause the video if you want to read the stuff on it. Nice sayings, but the usual. When I see these sayings, I never trust them. Well, a few facts while we have a cup of tea. I talked briefly about the clock we saw when we came into Chester. Well, that's actually the three-faced clock I was telling you about, that is. It's based on the Cloth Hall clock tower in Ypres in Belgium, of all places. And another one is the Guinness Book of Records, appearing twice, Ice Cream Farm and Parlour, and the record it holds is one for the largest sand and water play area for kids in Europe, and the second is for the 180-seat ice cream parlour itself, which is the largest in the world. Another silly fact is established in 1539, Chester Racecourse. It's the oldest active one in the world, and originally, you're not going to believe this, it was a harbour. If you look at a map, you can see Chester's not that far from the sea, or should I say from perhaps the estuary of the Mersey in Liverpool. And Chester Zoo goes without saying. I mean, it's the wildlife attraction that attracts the most visitors in the country, and it has some 35,000 creatures over its, 130 acres. I'm looking like I'm thinking, but I'm not. I just got it written in wipe-off pen on my iPad that this phone is leaning against. What a cheat, what a cheat. Just a few famous people that have come from Chester. One is 007, my name is Bond. Daniel Craig, he hails from Chester. And then, love him or loathe him, rather hated figure in politics, Matt Hancock, he comes from here. We've got the commentator, the football commentator, Martin Tyler, the opera composer, Stephen Oliver, and the 34 times capped rugby player Ben Foden. And there's also the novelist, playwright and poet Margaret Halford, and Adrian Bolt, the orchestra conductor, and footballer Michael Owen. But perhaps one of the most significant people of, so I suppose you might say, bearing in mind I go around all the old churches and look at all the commemorative plates, plaques and memorials for the First and Second World War, Sir or Baron Leonard Cheshire, he of the Cheshire Homes, the founder of that. He was an RAF officer and pilot. He comes from Chester. So there you go. No more facts, I promise. Go on, I couldn't resist. Just a quick look in the market. Very nice, got a cocktail lounge at the end. And a real butcher's shop. Jeff use if anybody's interested who lives in Chester. How wonderful is that? And it wouldn't be the same without a stall for Chester Zoo, which costs a fortune to run, of course. Not the stall, the zoo does. And even a proper fishmonger. Animal pinchers. We just call them shoplifters locally. Sorry. And a wonderful dry flower stall. Well, it saves them going off, doesn't it? What a beautiful stall. It's called Purely Pots, by the way, which I presume is probably related to was the X Factor or Britain's Got Talent winner Paul Potts. Very good. On the way into the market, there's Jeremy Corbyn boring the pants off people as usual. Bore, do you get it? Oh, never mind, please yourselves. And then a rear view mirror of the town hall in all its magnificence. And a quick side view of the town hall. Right, let's see if the city walls are indeed not too far away. We'll go and have a wander and try and find them. I'm sure I can't miss them. Well, it seems the city walls are only 3 mins to the right, and the racecourse is only 7 mins, so let's see if we can get them both done. Oh, they come with a medical centre. This doesn't augur well, does it? On the way to City Walls, spied this very pleasant street, but more so, Blue Pate Ahoy. Ah, restored and visited by the Duke of Gloucester. Everybody clap their hands. And there I see the city walls. Now let's just get up onto them and have a quick look. With the city walls just a minute away, just been informed by someone who overheard me about the racecourse saying that not worth really going because it's just a racecourse, nothing's on, and it'll be closed. Fair enough. Oh, and there we are, first glimpse of the city walls and the concrete viaduct which was built by the famous Roman Murphy, to be sure. Right, here we are wandering the walls of Chester. This coming up is something called Pemberton's Parlour. I don't know whether they play games in there or you just sit down and have a cup of tea and a cake. Certainly somewhat old, but without further ado, let's continue. Yes, not much of a parlour. No internet, no flat screen TV, so the kids will be bored. Well, we're walking them. You thought Walls had ice cream, or Walls had sausages. Well, Walls also have a grumpy old git walking on them. Oh, I've just seen over the walls a cannon that has seen better days. Something called Eglingham buildings, dating from 1882. And this particular building belonged to the famous Roman Emperor Solaris Penalis. And then the wall crosses over one of the streets. We didn't quite walk along, but we did walk along the one that's up there. Oh, I spied the Liverpool Arms. I wanted to do a check-in. Strangely, some shops up here on the wall. But if you look round from this side of the wall, there we are. There's the Shropshire Canal in all its glory. And the very steep walls. Ooh, yes. Not climbing up there anytime soon. Just grabbing a bit more of the city walls just for posterity. And just ambling along the wall, we've come across this edifice. We'll try and find out. Oh, there's a little thing there saying what it is. Nice view over whatever's the view over of. Oh, look, those lovely high rises. What more could you want? They date back to the early Roman. Well, they don't really, but let's have a look at this in more detail. The door making it very difficult for the postcode lottery people to knock on. Ah, there we are. It's King Charles's Tower. Sorry, Your Majesty. I shouldn't really be taking the mickey now that you're king. Ah, there's some steps up. But as talking heads would say, it's the road to nowhere. And just to give you a quick running commentary, it seems that King Charles stood on this tower, not our current King Charles, in September 1645 and saw his army defeated. Well, that's nice. Or as Mrs. Brown would say, that's nice. And then a bit of a surprise as we come down from King Charles's Towers. We weren't expecting this. Look at that, isn't that lovely? That's my father's home. He's not home at the moment because you can see the helicopter isn't there. And as we amble further along the city walls, we can see the cathedral coming up closer. And that means civilization and a drink. And I might spoil myself with a cake because it's very hot, which is lovely. Being out in the sun, it's nice. And there's the gardens of the cathedral, which means in typical fashion I came out of the cathedral, walked all the way around, instead of just coming from the back and coming up onto the walls. Never mind, the walk will do me good, even though it's knackering me. And this is where all the pigeons come to stay, at the Pigeonera Inn. Sorry, near as I get to Premier. That's an interesting structure. And as I say, from the city walls, there's a wonderful view of the cathedral. And the cathedral garden from the back. Towers poking over the trees. Oh, a little bit of a surprise. I was wondering how you got to the famous clock, and I seem to have done it by default. Oh, wondering how you get here. How stupid can you get? The steps from the main street. Still, you learn something new every day. And there it is, the most photographed clock after Big Ben, which I know Big Ben is the bell, but the Tower of Westminster, the house, whatever you call it in Westminster. And that's it. And the view from the clock reveals that away that we walked earlier on, as well as that away that we walked from earlier on. Oh, I've just seen something on the building here. 1883 beside. Let me just have a look. Oh, very interesting. Fine old structure as well. We saw it before, so I'm not going to linger. And as we amble along towards the end of our walk along the wall, there's one of the gates crossing the main road. And across the road from the gate, there's the Roman Gardens. Might have a peep in there. And the Roman Amphitheatre, which is not very theatre-ishy, but I'm sure maybe still quite amplificatory because of the way it was built, if it's been excavated the same way. And then some building behind in a state of renovation. And the view from the gate on that side, and on that side, considerably less interesting. And the restoring of this won a prize. Well done, Chester. And as we've come down from the gate, I've just spied over the wall. Those steps are very welcoming. The Roman garden. And you can see all the Romany bits all around the place. And that's what we've just come down from via that. Oh look, an open top tour bus. And in the Roman gardens, which I gave you a quick preview of from the walls, I'm not going down to the bottom, is this rather very good Jubilee mosaic. Presumably done by the council. Yes. Oh no, Chester Civic Trust. Oh, the new Blossoms Hotel, established 1650. And on the wall it says, hear the story and call the wall. Your call is important to us and may be recorded for training and monitoring and security and because we like you purposes. Yes. If the call is so important, answer it immediately and stop farming out your call centres to places where these poor kids who answer the phone are clueless because you've not bloomin' trained them. I was going to nip down to the river. It's the River Dee, by the way. Oh, do you like the secret weapon? My best mate recommended those. They blow air up. It's lovely now it's gone really hot because the backpack makes my back so sticky. It has unsticky-ized my back. Anyway, I was going to go down to the River Dee, incidentally, but the lady coming up told me that very, very busy down there. She said it's probably even busier than the MP for East Leeds, Richard Bergen, is on non-constituency affairs that are of no business of his. So I thought, well, nothing could be busier than that, or busier than him, so I thought I'd leave it. Well, that's my ramble around Chester complete. I hope you enjoyed it. Far too much to see, but a lot of it repeating. But still, lovely city centre, very busy, and just, well worth a visit. So until next time, thank you very, very much for watching. And as I always say to you, take care.